Good evening, everyone. My name is Seth. Thank you very much for joining me in this video. I'm titling this video, They Just Don't Make Them the Way They Used to. Now, the models that you see here on front of you isn't necessarily based off of any disappointment upon that very notion of they don't make them the way they used to, because these models and the way that they have made them so very good that they have stood the very test of time, right? And that's what a real solid and comfortable and reliable multi-tool plier head or multi-tool knife needs to be. Okay, so these are some of the models that I've used over the years. Okay, and I want to walk you through them on just the history since I've had them, and also I want to give you two or three options on what I think there are three Victorinox models that I think are the absolute best for the financial investment that anyone who's looking to carry a Victorinox Swiss Army knife can carry the most functionality and versatility for the amount of money that you're going to be putting into it. Okay, so first and foremost, I absolutely love the Swiss tool. I love the decor, this decal that you have, the red decal. That's one thing I wish they would keep on doing, is just make it just stand out more, right? And so in this particular knife, this is from 2001. So it's not exactly from the very, very beginning, but it's a couple of years down the road. Okay, and I love the fact that it has this the plus symbol on it, has Victorinox written in the very head of the plier head. Okay, and it stays shiny. I've used this thing a bunch over the years, and it's been an incredible and reliable tool for me. I love the fact that these tools are all outside tools. Okay, I love the fact that also when you pull out, say, the chisel tool, not only do you have a chisel, but you have a two different style wire stripper there. Okay, I love the fact that when you pull this out in the can opener, it's slightly extended off the tool. So then, if you have something, let's say, if I may, you pull it off here, it just, I don't know, it looks just a little bit nicer, and I guess it's extended about the same amount. I always got the impression this was down a little bit further, but I guess not. So I guess I stand corrected on that one. But I really love this tool because it's very versatile. I've explained to people in previous videos some of my favorite uses for it. I've used this style of tool to carve out, to hone out the crevices for functional spoons, all the way for separating stickers, even to do some kind of light rolling / slicing tasks, right? And it's just a very good little tool, I found it. And of course, you have your 3mm screwdriver on there, and I absolutely love that. Okay, I love this tool a lot more than, say, the Leatherman's Eagle's Claw foot by far. I consider it superior. Okay, and of course your blade, which is very easy to sharpen. That's, if anything, that's one of my favorite things, aspects about Victorinox, is that it is a very easy sharpened knife. If you have to sharpen something within like 1 or 2 minutes, this is the material blade that you need. Because on a Leatherman, even though you can sharpen it, it takes a little bit longer to sharpen it. Even though it will last a tiny bit longer, which is true. But again, if you need something to sharpen quick, so you can cut something quick, this is a perfect medium for it. Okay, so, and then you have this side here, is it this one? Yeah, an extended bottle cap opener, wire stripper, and flathead screwdriver. Okay, just very, very good. I love its simplicity. They're not trying to overthink stuff. They make it precision. They make it really good. Another one of my favorite aspects about this is that you have a solid, dedicated 3-dimensional Phillips driver, which again, far superior than the Leatherman, okay? And I love on this particular model, you have your scissors, okay? But what I particularly enjoy about this, see if I can find it. I think it's right here actually. See if I can find it. I think it's this one. Nope, wait, where'd it go? Is it this side? I thought it was this side, maybe not. Oh, here it is, here it is. You have a rescue blade, okay? So yeah, it's a little bit curved, but again, for quick slicing, to get strapping or whatever you need sliced really quick, I love the fact that it has that on there with the scissors, because later down the road, if you notice, let's see if I'll kind of kink it a little bit. Okay, I'll clear these off real quick so you guys can get it. Okay, so if you notice, sorry for all the, okay, you have this one, right? And then I believe it's this model. Oh, it's the other one. You have, no, it's not that side. Here it is. You have here, right? You got the serrated blade there, and then here you have the scissors here. So later down the road, they separated them into two different models. My personal opinion is they did it for kind of marketing strategies, right? And profit, in relation to profit. I like this setup a lot more than separating these two, but it's not enough for me to complain about it. Because again, as for me, as you can tell, I have both of them. Okay, so all that aside, you know, these are still very, very good in their own right. So then you have that, right? And then you have your little micro screwdriver. I've had my uses for it. I usually use it to do kind of some blunt poking, right, where I don't necessarily want to make a divot, or if I have to get into kind of a little tight little crevice there, I'll just kind of do a light little poke. And then right here in the middle, is the awl. I absolutely love this awl, okay? Or reamer, more specifically. It's not really an awl because it doesn't have a sewing eye. But I love this reamer because it is very, very excellent for simple little shaving, and for creating little holes. Right, so you just stick it in there, right? And voila, got yourself a little hole there. Okay. So, more or less, that is the setup of all of these. Okay. Now, the only difference is, like I said, you separated what was here into these two later down the road, which again is not a huge complaint for me, but right, that's why I think they've stood the test of time. They've kept a tool set that is very good. Now you have the Victorinox Spirit X. The Spirit X came out in 1998 originally, of course, to compete with the Leatherman Wave, and I think it actually in its own right does a phenomenal job to compete with the Leatherman Wave. Okay, again, some of the aspects that I think that the Leatherman Wave needs to really consider is making more dedicated tools, such as, again, I consider this a game changer, the Phillips. Okay, this three-dimensional Phillips I think is absolutely phenomenal, and that's one of the aspects why I love the Victorinox Swiss tools, is because they have these dedicated Phillips. Now, if you notice, this is a lot longer than the ones that you'll get on the Victorinox Swiss tool. I'll pull this one out. It's really close, but it's actually just a hair longer. Okay, so you line it up. They're about the same, actually. It's more narrow for sure, okay? So because it's more narrow, you could get into tighter spots a lot easier. You could rank on it a little bit better, okay? And this tool, I think, is far superior than the bit exchanger that they have on the Leatherman Surge, Leatherman Wave series, whether it's a Charge or whether you have a super tool. Oh, not a super tool. What's that other one? I forgot the other model that has the bit exchanger in it. Anyways, this by far is one of my favorite tools to use, and anytime I have to do any kind of basic, turnage with any type of Phillips screw, I always look for these guys because it's just very satisfying to use them. Okay. Also, what it does come with, right, is you have your Victorinox can opener. Again, right, I have my uses that I consider this to be incredibly valuable. Everything from from carving spoons, separating separating stickers or doing any type of light kind of rolling slicing tasks, right? Very, very good. And the scissors are a little bit limiting, but again, that is an easy thing to fix, particularly if you have something like, right, something like my emergency tool that I do carry, right, where you can just say, okay, maybe I won't use these scissors, but at least I have those ones right here, okay? And it is they're very good in their own right, and a lot of people kind of subsidize that, right? And they say, okay, I'll carry something like the compact, right, that has more of a dedicated large pair of scissors with it, right, and it's slimmer, right, and they'll just make it a combo carry, okay? And so I think that is another one that has really stood the test of time. This has, oh, and one of the tools that is very unique is this particular bottle cap opener, wire stripper, and can opener, because I said can opener, I meant wire stripper, bottle cap opener, and flathead screwdriver, my apologies. It's actually a lot more robust. So if you stand this thing on the side and then you say open up the one that you have on the Swiss tool here, which is right over here, there we go, you'll notice the thickness sizes. You have about a 50% increase in thickness with the Spirit X over the Swiss tool, or the Swiss Tool X, right? Both of them have that same tool. And I love the fact that this turns into more of the little engine than could, right? Over, say, the Swiss tool, the one that they have on the Swiss tool. You may get a little bit longer reach than the one you have on the Swiss tool, but this can act more like a pry bar. And that's what is very, very nice. I've actually used this a few times to open up paint cans, and it has no issue doing that. There's no flexing, nothing. It is a very, very handy, very, very useful tool, okay? Another tool that is very nice on here, see if I could find it. Is it this guy? Okay. So that particular chisel, you have two different styles of wire strippers, not to mention you have a conjoint outside corner pointed blade, right, for doing specific type of carving and essentially gouging, right, to get it how you want, whatever you're carving or whatever you're working with, right? I love the fact that you could use this for smaller gauge and this for larger gauge. I think that is a great edge, even though the Leatherman Eagles claw foot, for instance, if I may use that as an example, has a V groove in it, which does allow you to change different size wires, but it only goes up to a point. I love the fact that you do have this, essentially the two separate. I think that is a very good angle to take on that one. Okay, then of course you have your standard blade, right? Again, easy to sharpen. If you want something that's really easy to sharpen because you have to do a quick little slice, this is a great tool to have, and it feels excellent in the hand. Very excellent. It's like it's made for the hand, and that's what I love about this. I love the fact also that these are dedicated plier heads, okay? So that there's no interchangeable wire cutters. I think, to me, for me, that's a game changer. I'm actually not a huge fan of replaceable wire cutters, but again, this is something that is near and dear to my heart because I know that these will last, particularly because, remember, the ergonomics or the engineering of how this is a double crescent shape, so that you'll have even pressure pointed shearing action around the whole piece of wire that you're cutting. So the stress points will be minimalized, if not close to non-existent. All right, and that's what you want. Nothing like, say, the rock tool or the die campings or the Byberries, where it's just a straight down line. So if you get something cylindrical here, you have a singular pressure point, which of course increases your probability of your wire cutters breaking. So the ergonomics even on this are top notch, okay? Now, outside of plier head multi-tools, if we're going, say, minimalist here, some of the three that I consider that have held up the test of time when it comes to Victorinox here is, uh-oh, I think, oh no, I forgot mine. I forgot one more. Oh well, I'll just do these two for now. Okay, so these two have, I think, really held up against the test of time here. Okay, let's start off with the Victorinox Compact. This Victorinox Compact was released for the first time in 1991. It was one of the like models that was essentially, it was thought to slowly replace the Executive, which has what I consider a similar tool set in a way, but it is very unique and also different. Okay, so remember the Executive, it was an 84 millimeter Swiss Army knife. It also had, you know, the orange peeler, you had the file, the blade, and a pair of scissors on it. Okay, so, and it was very compact and thin. And so this, in essence, is somewhat similar, just with a little bit different tool set, but it almost is reminiscent, for me at least, as the Compact because of its compactability and how thin it is. Okay, so first and foremost, you get three main tools. You get a large blade. You get, where'd they go? Oh, here they are. You get your pair of scissors, and you get a combo tool. Okay, and on the back, you get a corkscrew, and this one, of course, has a piece of tinder. Yeah, has the tinder screwed into it, along with a ferrocerium rod. Okay, and then you also have, excuse me, I forgot. You have this pin here. Okay, along with, oh, there we go. Along with plus scales. So you have a ballpoint pen, and I know it may seem a little bit redundant, but I actually put another ferrocerium rod there because it's a little bit easier to strike this one than that one, which is why I got it. I just replaced my toothpick. Okay, and I'll show you how to strike it in a later video. Okay, but this is essentially the Compact, and the reason why I say this is a great value, not only because of the test of time it's stood, being the fact that it came out 34 years ago and it's still going strong. It's also a very great price. And if you're somebody who is a minimalist, if you're somebody who doesn't want to carry a lot of bulk and a lot of toolage in your pocket from a pocket knife, then this is a perfect knife for you. Okay, if you're somebody that likes to tinker a lot, which I've been known to have hankerings to make sure I have all the little basic little toolage for tinkering a lot, this here, the Victorinox Swiss Army Ranger, is an excellent option. What I consider to be one of the best investments you could possibly make when it comes to a multi-tool pocket knife, such as the Ranger, than any other knife that you can get in the Swiss Army tool line. Okay, reason being is because you have everything from your bottle cap opener, to your can openers, all the way to your pair of scissors, all the way over to your saw here, your wood saw, and then you get the file, which has a single cut, cross cut, and a tipped, which is excellent for using it as a micro screwdriver for those very fine micro screws that you find in a lot of electronics and a lot of battery components, right? A lot of quick little tinkering you can do with that. And then of course you have your large blade and your small blade. And this one also has, if you notice, a ferrocerium rod to it that I've made it fire striking capable. Okay, and I've carried this one for, oh good grief, I've had this one for years and years. Oh, it's such a long time. I forgot how many years I've had this one. This particular model I've had, I think, since 2015. Okay, I've had it for a long time. I carry it, it's usually in my pocket about 5 out of the 7 days a week. Easy, this one here, okay? And again, I will put this information in the comment section about pricing and functionality and everything. So please, if you're someone who is really trying to consider what are some of the best options that I can have for whether it's a plier head multi-tool or It's a knife. It is a knife multi-tool, a Swiss Army knife multi-tool. Which ones are the best bet for me? Okay, and I think these ones here that you'll find, you will not be disappointed. You will also enjoy them. Okay, and you will. Oh, sorry, excuse me. I forgot to show you this one. So this one I got. This one's a custom one. This one is based off of one. Well, ironically enough, that they actually don't make anymore. But there's been a large cry out for a lot of people to want to get these, especially when it comes to people who surf through eBay. I've noticed that these are really popular. So this particular one is called the Yeoman. So what it essentially is it is the Victorinox Explorer without the scissors and without basically there's two implements that would make it the Explorer, and it doesn't have those pretty much. So what this one has is your inline Phillips, has a magnifying glass, and then it essentially has your large blade and a combo tool. And this one is made for plus scales. So every now and again I will carry it, especially when I'm dressed up or something like that. I just need something that's quite highly functional, but I want to look sleek and good in appearance. I'll usually carry that with me as well. Okay. So these are the knives that I have that have stood the test of time, not only for me, but for so many people over the last 30 plus years. Okay. And so I will put all this information in the comments, in my comment sections. Please ask questions, talk to me. I'll answer back. I'll give you the best answers that I can. If I don't know the answer, I'll let you know. Thank you very much for tuning into this video, and I hope you all have a wonderful weekend.